What's up, fight fans, and welcome back to the channel. The champion, Dricus Du Plessis, is set to defend his crown against the undefeated, unrelenting force that is Khamzat Chimaev. Today, we're diving deep into Dricus Du Plessis' intense training camp, how he's preparing to dismantle the Chimaev puzzle, and what the experts are saying about this epic showdown. Can Still Knocks silence the doubters and stop the Boar's hype train? Let's get into it. As the showdown with Khamzat Chimaev draws nearer, Dricus Du Plessis has locked himself away in an intense training camp, meticulously preparing for the unique challenge that Chimaev presents. A significant portion of this camp is dedicated to neutralizing Chimaev's aggressive, wrestling-heavy style. Du Plessis is reportedly working tirelessly on his takedown defense, his striking power, which we know can change a fight in an instant, and his cardio, aiming to match Khamzat's relentless pressure from bell to bell. And talk about intense. During one particularly demanding recent training session, Dricus Du Plessis reportedly faced an almost Herculean challenge, designed to test his endurance and grappling defense under extreme, constant pressure. 6 or 7 different training partners took turns trying to wrestle him down. Now, let's turn to what some of the biggest names and sharpest minds in MMA are saying about this highly anticipated matchup. First up, Darren, who has trained extensively with Khamzat Chimaev and has also faced Dricus Du Plessis, shared his straightforward opinion. While Till respectfully acknowledged that Du Plessis trains incredibly hard, is super dedicated, and possesses a uniquely confusing fighting style that can baffle opponents, he firmly believes that Chimaev will ultimately win the fight, likely finishing it within the first 2 rounds.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds.
On the other hand, veteran MMA journalist Ariel Helwani offered a different perspective. Helwani highlighted that Dricus Du Plessis is the type of fighter who often gets stronger and more effective as the fight progresses.
I think he takes him to deep water and he figures it out. And I think it's like a learning lesson for him and all this stuff.
I like it.
Yeah.
The legendary Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson also shared his insightful thoughts on how the fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis might unfold. DJ explained that if Chimaev doesn't manage to secure an early finish, there's a real possibility he could start to slow down as the match progresses into the later rounds.
This is my hot take. If Chimaev cannot get him down,
He will. But yeah.
bet let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him,
Couldn't get.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever, but if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is going to do what he does best. He's going to be awkward. He's going to be, you know, do the kicks. And I think DDP is going to beat him.
Yeah.
Like I
could see it.
think Khamzat Chimaev is more athletic, more traditional, but I think that awkwardness of the old what did he say? The lanky man style.
Yep.
I think DDP is going to put in the back.
Rising force and decorated wrestler Bo Nickal offered his perspective, showing strong confidence in Khamzat Chimaev's chances, primarily pointing to Chimaev's powerful grappling skills as the decisive factor. As a fellow wrestler, Nickal admitted he might have a slight bias, but he stressed how wrestling has increasingly become a key, if not dominant factor in achieving success in modern mixed martial arts.
I would, you know, just based on the styles, I just think the grappling style, you know, I might be biased. I'm definitely biased, but I think the grappling style is so hard to, it's so hard to beat and it's so hard to defend against. And I guess if you look at it from a analytical point of view, you have so many, it's really become the dominant force in the sport. You got Marab, you got Islam, you got, you know, Bilal, you got Khamzat, you even have, you can even look at Topuria. Obviously people know he's more of a boxing style and he does a lot more striking, but his background is wrestling. You know, he did that before anything else. And so it's really wrestlers that are dominating, grapplers that are dominating the sport right now. And so I think that I would give the edge to Khamzat.
Additionally, Nickal also pointed out that while
Nickal also pointed out a critical unknown factor regarding Chimaev. While Boers appears incredibly strong and dominant, he has yet to truly demonstrate how well he performs in the grueling later stages of a championship fight, specifically in the 4th and 5th rounds.
But we still have yet to see Khamzat ever fight a 4th and a 5th round. We've seen that from DDP, and so that's where he would have the advantage. You know, if it goes deep, 4th and 5th round, I think that DDP might be able to pull it out. But, you know, all in all, I think the grappling style is definitely an overwhelming style to try to deal with.
Former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker, who has first-hand experience facing a version of Chimaev, spoke about Khamzat's takedown skills, describing them as incredibly difficult to defend against due to their potent combination of great strength and precise technique.
DDP, the next fight. Who do you think's going to walk away as the champion?
I can't see anyone really stopping Chimaev's takedowns. Like, his takedowns are so hard to stop. It's super high level. Can DDP drag it into those later rounds? Can it get through the first grappling exchanges and then start to capitalize on his just like persistence, like doggedness to go away? Honestly, if Chimaev can't get DDP out of there, DDP wins. DDP wins almost every fight. You can't get rid of him, right? Because he's like mold, dude.
Another former champion with experience against Chimaev, Kamaru Usman, shared his view on facing Boers, highlighting just how exceedingly difficult it is when Chimaev manages to gain early control and apply that suffocating pressure, particularly when he takes an opponent's back.
Khamzat Chimaev on your back round 1 is not easy to get off. And then he was able to sink that in. And that goes to show how strong of a squeeze this freaking dude had.
Could he pull that same style against Dricus Du Plessis? Because I will say this.
1000%.
UFC Hall of Famer Michael Bisping also chimed in with his thoughts on the upcoming title fight, stating unequivocally that Chimaev's best, and perhaps only, chance to win is by finishing the fight early. The count highlighted Du Plessis' impressive professional record, noting his numerous wins and very few losses, including a significant win streak with many victories inside the UFC octagon.
And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus Du Plessis straight away. And that's his best bet. Now, Dricus Du Plessis, this man's on fire, right? He's 23-2 overall. He's on an 11-fight win streak. He's got 10 wins in the UFC. And of course, this will be his third title defense. He beat Sean Strickland by unanimous decision. He choked out Israel Adesanya in the 4th round. And he took the belt, as we know, in a close split decision victory over Sean Strickland way back at UFC 297. But they always say when you become the champion, you get 30% better. This man is improving all the time. He's got tremendous grappling of his own.
Former light heavyweight champion Jamahal Hill shared his prediction, leaning slightly in favor of Du Plessis, primarily because the South African fighter has consistently demonstrated an ability to perform better than many expect.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on. So I believe he will land. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too, so it's interesting.
The MMA guru offered his analysis, explaining that he once firmly believed Du Plessis would defeat Khamzat Chimaev, and he still harbors a feeling that Du Plessis might simply be too strong to be easily controlled or muscled around by Chimaev.
DDP? I don't know anymore, man. These guys are... I used to think, you know what, DDP's got him. And I still think that, dude, he might just be too strong to be muscled around like this.
Yeah.
But Chimaev is truly on a different level.
I think DDP beats him.
I think he could, and I am leaning that way.
Yeah.
But now I'm real.
Yeah.
You know, I also want DDP to win, but I'm leaning towards DDP.
Yeah.
Because I think the idea of Chimaev is a round one guy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. If he takes out DDP in round one, so this is why I don't think DDP should go out there like, got to stuff the takedown. Dude, get on his hips before you.
Yep.
You know? And if he stuffs it, so be it. It'll be the least thing he expects. And for a second, Chimaev, who's a killer.
Yeah.
He's a murderer.
Yep.
He goes out there, I'm going to drag this guy in the first round, destroy him. For a second, he goes, what the?
Yeah.
If you can snap that on Chimaev for a second, Whittaker, he never had a moment in that fight where he thought, what's going on?
It was he got me back.
He was complete composure. Same with Usman. Burns had him re-second guess himself.
Yep.
But all the good first rounds he's had, there's never been a snap in his mental game. That always happens in the later rounds. But if DDP shoots on him, there's a moment in Chimaev's head where he goes, what the f are you doing?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's not this killer in a fight.
What are your thoughts on this colossal matchup? Who do you think takes it and how? Drop your predictions in the comment section below. We'd love to hear your take. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more MMA news and analysis, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Also, be sure to check out our other videos for more deep dives into the world of combat sports. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.